you're my universe. Hi! Welcome to LIPPAD TV. I am Daniel Nitandu, and we will be talking about the life in the universe. So before we start, let me introduce to you our guest, Ria Pelayo, my beautiful girlfriend who knows nothing about physics, space, the concept of the sun, nuclear fusion, etc. Anything about science. I don't know. So, is it alright if you can give a short introduction of yourself, Ria?
Okay.
No! God, please, no! No! No!
Cut. So we cut there because he's not doing his job properly as the host here. And I will take over as the super sweet girlfriend who knows nothing, but obviously knows how to host. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm going to ask him questions about life in the universe, and he's going to try to answer and explain them as much as possible that even dumb people like me can understand. Okay, deal?
Okay, deal.
Deal. Okay, for our first question, is there life outside Earth?
Alright, so that's a very interesting question. Is there life outside Earth? As for now, from what we currently know, besides yung mga YouTube videos ng mga UFOs and shit, the science community currently believes that tayo pala, there's still, we haven't seen any life outside Earth yet. The key there is yet. Pero I would like to think na there is. Kasi if we think of the grander scale of things, if you think of the universe size, the observable universe is very, very big. It's billions of light years ang kanyang scale. And to think na our own galaxy, which is the Milky Way galaxy, is also tons of light years apart. And in the Milky Way galaxy alone, we're expecting about 40 billion or 40 million exoplanets. And in those exoplanets, at least 0.1% of them are in the habitable zone.
What is an exoplanet?
Alright, so an exoplanet is an Earth-like planet, or like similar to the Earth, ang size niya, but it's revolving a different star from our sun. So that's an exoplanet. And to clarify dun sa habitable zone, it's a positioning of that exoplanet na from na Goldilocks siya because it's not too hot, it's not too cold, it's just right.
Perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
So it's not too far from the sun wherein the planet would literally freeze, and it's
Goldilocks, di ba brand yan actually?
Stop it. Get some help.
No, yung Goldilocks na story na, you know, yung Papa Bear.
Nag-check na yung food nila Papa
Oo.
Bear.
So, it's not too hot, it's not too
Gutom rin ang
cold.
plants.
Yeah, the planets are hungry. It's not too hot, not too cold, just the right conditions to sustain life. So from that probability, there's actually a Drake's equation, or a modified version of it, that explains the probability that there might be life outside Earth.
Kasi dapat talaga hindi ako nag-engineering.
Well, it's not an engineering concept, it's actually a mathematical concept in physics. So very interesting, no?
Same idea. Same thing.
Alright, sige.
Okay, so sama na tayo ng sunod aka. For question number 2, since there are actually other planets that are similar from us based on what I got, kasi I'm suddenly so smart right now. So, where are we in the scale of like ranking planets and all that stuff?
Okay, when you talk about scale, no, it's a very interesting thing. There's actually a current scale that measures or what defines a civilization. So tayo, as human civilizations, we were able to generate a thought experiment on wherein we can classify what a civilization might look like. So we kind of made a scale, and that scale is based on a general concept called energy. Kasi it's actually a scale made by Russian, I think, a Russian physicist, and he named it from his name Kardashian scale. So that
Hindi na
Kardashian.
may V, usually Russian.
Okay, so our Kardashian scale is actually a scale of the amount of energy extracted or used by a civilization. So us, the human civilization, we started from like ang ating original energy generation, or like paggamit natin ng energy, like back wherein we're still nomads, we're using our muscles.
Hindi naman.
Oh, takbo. So yun ang mga stuff. We started there. And then we learned how to make fire. So like so we made fire. So
I'm not kinder. Why are you doing that?
So yung fire is so see, we move on to fire. We were able to generate energy through combustion, and then we evolved to a species wherein we can utilize during the Industrial Revolution we were able to use steam, and then move on tayo to the 20th century where we're using fossil fuels, renewable energies, nuclear fission, and then hopefully if the technology proves itself, nuclear fusion. So generally, ang type 1 civilization is a civilization kung saan a civilization can harness the energy of its planet. So let's put you to the mix. Sa tingin mo, anong type of civilization tayo? Do you think we've already reached type 1, or we're currently in type 3 or what?
The civilization I know is Mesopotamia.
Okay, so that's actually very interesting.
Very far.
So right now,
Boyan lang to guys. Nag-smile na siya pero alam mo gusto na niya akong sapakin.
So currently, what we are right now in general is we're currently at type 0.75. So we're not yet a type 1 civilization yet.
We're a dumb civilization.
Pero interesting. What's interesting is there are classifications about a type 1 civilization.
May yung mga GPA na 2.0.
Oo, so yung mga GPA na
Tayo wala lang naka 1.0.
oh, mga GPA na 1.0 dapat i-kick out na sa university. Ganun doon
Ay,
pa lang tayo.
university.
Oh, so doon pa lang tayo na type 1 civilization. So what's amazing kasi is in a type 2 civilization, it is expected that that civilization will be able to harness the energy not of their planet alone, but their star. Di ba very interesting? They will be able to gather the energy na gina-release ng kanilang sun and control it depende sa kanilang use. So that's actually very
The
interesting.
sun god.
So, a type 3 civilization naman, interesting, di ba? Meron type 3 civilization. A type 3 civilization is a civilization that can not only, kasi di ba, usually pag type 2 civilization, yung mga civilization na since na-control na nila ang kanilang kanilang sun, kaya nila makontrol din ang kanilang solar system. So they can jump from planet to planet, trying to colonize Mars.
Basically, parang Guardians of the Galaxy.
Not yet, but in a way, close to that. So yun yung sila mga type of civilizations. Pero yung kung i-base natin sa Guardians of the Galaxy, siguro kung mga Kree, yung Kree civilization, kung ma-conquer nila ang kanilang buong galaxy, then of course, they will be a type 3 civilization. Pero what's interesting dyan sa type 3 civilization is we actually don't know what they look like. We know what a type 2 civilization looks like kasi yun ang after sa 1. Yun yung after sa maano natin yung ating planet. So we can still imagine na, uy, kung maano natin ng star, we can think of technologies that we can apply to reach that type. Pero actually, if you think of it, what does it look like if we conquer our whole galaxy?
Okay, so let me think. So, hindi pa tayo type 1, pero meron tayong 2 and 3 na type of civilization.
Yes, but we don't know if they exist. There's just a
Okay.
classification that para in case na we see another civilization besides us, hindi tayo surprised. We can just
Okay.
classify them to one.
And then, ang kanilang basihan is ang kanilang energy.
Yes. Okay, good.
So, pero, this scale that na pinag-uusapan mo is basically naka-rely lang sa energy. So, what if like, you know, like us, we use so much energy, pero ginaruin rin natin ang ating, like, nagaruin rin nating planet. Di ba hindi siya like counterproductive? Like, we're using it, tapos masira ating planet, so in the end, kasi we'll just still die compared to probably another planet na, or another planet na like uses energy pero they're not gonna die because it doesn't have the same negative. You know what I'm saying, right? I mean, like, it's counterproductive when you say that you're using this much energy but you're killing your planet. So,
Alright. So
am I the only smart one here?
I think that's a very, very interesting thought, no? Na actually now that I think of the Kardashian scale, it's not a criterion on whether a planet is like successful or not. So kung tingnan natin in our sense, like as a type 0.75 civilization, what we currently have is fossil fuel. So yun yung parang number one energy generation natin na doon tayo nagkakuha. Yeah, it's actually fossil fuel. Using yung gasoline ba, diesel.
Wala mga water, mga
No, it's not. It's actually fossil fuel. So the downside of fossil fuel is actually we're generating carbon emissions out there, causing greenhouse gases, possibly destroying ozone layer, destroying our planet, etc. But the thing kasi with the Kardashian scale is it's not really a measure of a success kung saan paano makasurvive ang isang civilization. It's only a measure of whether saan na or to what point na yung isang civilization. So it really doesn't mean na like you've reached a type 3 civilization. So meaning you're a very successful civilization. It might be the other way. They reach a type 3 civilization pero they're actually killing themselves by like what? Placing themselves in a black hole to get the energy pero in return they die but they generate that energy. That kind of thing. So pero let's not remove credit from that, no? It's a very interesting thing kasi it's something that we can modify siguro the Kardashian scale in a way na pwede siguro dapat natin i-consider na hindi lang dapat natin tingnan yung
there are like other factors.
Yeah, we can include that factor, no?
I am the one, the way you
From a non-physics what do you call this position,
Another
we're able to possibly
Another
contribute
one.
to the Kardashian scale. Okay, so
Another
pero
one.
we know na type 3 is actually not the limit. So there are other modifications din of the Kardashian scale that are being done now. Recently, merong introductions or like proposals of a type 4 civilization, type 5 civilization. Or they're like sa imagination mo nila yun. So like a type 4 civilization is a civilization that can conquer their whole, or type 4, type 5 civilization can conquer their whole sub-galaxy or sa kanilang cluster, sa kanilang sub-cluster. So like multiple galaxies sa kanilang ma-conquer. And do you know what's interesting is besides than that is meron din a type omega civilization. So a type omega civilization is a civilization that can literally control the universe or multiple universes. So if you think of it on a religion side, maybe God civilization is actually a type omega civilization. So yeah, it's very, very interesting.
Okay, fine. Hindi natin ma-achieve ang God level. Sige, balik tayo dito sa makaya na nating brain. So, isa 0.75. So let's say achievers tayo, tsaka ambisyosa tayo. Paano natin, let's say, maabot yung second year or third year? Sa second year na lang muna tayo kasi
I think sa first year muna tayo, no? Sa first year muna tayo. Like, how do we get there? How do we become a type 1 civilization? So, that's a very interesting question. And for me, I personally believe na what's lacking sa atin, kasi di ba, there are a lot of push ngayon sa renewable energy. Even my thesis is about renewable energy, a HAT, horizontal axis tidal turbine. But I think what's lacking sa atin is actually nuclear fusion. So it's actually something that's powering the sun. So it's just like two atoms, you combine them together, so like two helium, combine together, two hydrogen, you combine them together, it will become helium, and through that process, you generate energy. So yun ang gist ng nuclear
I
fusion.
will go that way.
Okay, pero I believe no that for us to get for a type 1 civilization, for us to achieve a type 1 civilization, we need to harness like the concept of like how the star generates its energy. So yun ang belief ko. I think if we have that, we'll be able to cruise through type 1 going to type 2 civilization. So it's actually very interesting. Pero to answer your question, no, kung gusto mo na type 2, I think there's actually a very, very popular concept right now, and it's called a Dyson sphere. Alright, so let me dumb it down for you. So kung ito yung sun, it generates energy. And the only way right now that we can harness the energy of the sun is through solar panels. Diba? Yung mga solar, like yung Christmas light dyan sa labas, it's powered by solar.
Christmas light na kunin ko ngayon.
So using that concept, we will cover the entire sun with those numerous amounts of solar panel and extract that energy and of course convert it to energy na magagamit natin. And that's actually very interesting.
The sun.
So, isa din sa classification ng a type 2 civilization is a civilization that has a Dyson sphere or any modification of a Dyson sphere wherein ma-harness nila ang energy ng sun. Interesting.
But the sun is big.
Yes, it's actually very big, no? And there are others that are saying na Dyson spheres are bad because they are not structurally sound. It's very impossible to make one. But actually, there are numerous approach that are being introduced. There are Dyson swarms. Using mirrors to redirect. Alam mo yung parang movie na pag
Yung mga laser.
mag-laser tas ano nila sa mirror and then
Totally Spies. Watch it.
Yung mga Totally Spies level. Actually, it's very possible na using mirrors to redirect the energy to a single point, and dun sa single point, yun ang point of collection ng energy. So, that's actually another interesting thought. To reach a type 2 civilization. Pero if you'll ask me kung how do we reach a type 3 civilization, but maybe colonize multiple stars.
Being Thanos.
Yeah, snap the universe.
Okay. Okay, let's just pretend na may na-learn ako dun. Because, you know, love conquers all. Speaking of love, I have no idea why this guy loves this topic. So, I think last question is, why the hell do you love this topic more than me?
Siguro no, actually interested ako kasi the question itself, like, is there life out there? It's very intriguing, and it's very it's kind of very self-centered and very narcissistic to think na we're the only life in the universe.
Do I agree though?
Diba?
Humans are very selfish.
Diba? So like, there might be life out there. Considering that there are 40 billion planets,
And
exoplanets
they're far
out
away,
there.
right? Tama ba, diba? Very far away.
Oh, yeah, it's actually
Far away.
very, very far away. So if we
If we meet,
pero wait. Actually, if we think about it, no, siguro to add na lang something about it. I think we're too young kasi when you think about it, our oldest forms of means of communication were set about 200 years ago in space, and that's the only thing we have. Before that was like, you know, a dead silence from Earth. So our messages might not, hindi pa nag-abot sa ano, di ba? Hindi pa nag-abot sa out there.
it's like parang kang nag-messenger sa text. Tama ba ka?
Hindi, parang nag-send ka ng email.
Email.
Nag-send ka ng like,
Email
A physical
sa
mail?
naka-telegram.
hindi, nag-send ka ng physical mail, ipadala mo by boat. Pero hindi pa nagdating yung boat sa other side of the world.
Oh.
So yung distance, it's very, very far. And we don't know if that boat survives kasi there's interference sa radio waves that might not be interpretable once it reaches
Like,
sa kanila.
mas-sync yung boat.
Like, sync ang boat. So, yeah. That might be one of the reasons why we haven't met other civilizations yet. Or maybe literally civilizations are very hard to establish. Maybe generation of life is actually very difficult. Like yung pag-form ng carbon-based atoms natin, etc., yung DNA and everything, it's very hard and it's very impossible. And there's actually a filter na would stop a civilization from, you know, being a type 0 civilization.
Like, kasi meron yung God civilizations. Like, what do you think are they doing? Like, right now, I think they're judging us, you know?
Yes, they're judging humans or making...
Like, I think, like, you know when you look at ants, and they're just like, oh, they're going here. No, they're going to the food. I'm gonna crush them. I think they're doing that.
Yeah. So I think we should end our talk.
Because the gods are judging us.
Yeah, because
The God civilizations are judging us like, hello! Nag-video-video lang sila kami dito kayo.
And they're literally talking about us. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I think they're proud of us. I really think they're proud of us. Kasi, you know, we're aware that they're there.
Or they're judging us because we have completely different expectations of them.
Pero siguro to go back sa question mo, no, like, why is it important? Why do I love it? I really think in order to, you know, to get a curiosity about them, I think the first thing that we should do is like we ask. No, we ask like, are they there? We scrutinize the possibilities na could they be there? And we correlate it with facts and with numbers that we currently have.
Anyways, I think we should end it somewhere here because every professor has a lot of jobs and there are
What
a
is
lot
there?
of them. Anyway, last PS question. If there is life outside Earth, like another civilization, and there probably be like type 2 or 3, will you find someone else to date?
No, because you're my universe.